Hey, it's Chris Corrales here of Medicine Evolution. It's another day to answer one of the main questions that come up uh, in online searches, which is, does Rolf structural integration hurt? That's an important question to answer, especially for everyone in my industry. I think a lot of times we feel like it affects business. Perhaps it does. I don't. At the end of the day, I don't feel like it affects me at all, uh, because I connect to people and I explain my work in a very different way. They understand that, they get it, and their goal is to usually to get out of pain or optimize their body, something like that. So, but anyways, I met with a chiropractor yesterday, and he told his colleague that we were going to meet, and he asked his colleague if he's ever heard of Rolf structural integration, and his colleague's like, yeah, that's like deep tissue massage 3x. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's excruciatingly painful, and so it's nothing to laugh about, but it's a blanket statement, and blanket statements, we all know that they're not worth very much. So it's kind of a silly response, in my opinion. I can't speak for all Rolf practitioners, but I would say probably about 95% of the time, my work isn't painful. That's not what I experience from my clients, and that's. I think you all know that if you've gotten good at something in your life, the beginning, and you look back at the beginning of that process, you see yourself having exerted all this energy, and that didn't really get you anywhere, right? And so after time and developing my sensitivity, my hands, understanding bodies and how they change, it's very different now. So I'm able to do deep, good, thorough work because I've refined my skill. So it's not necessarily that putting more pressure, going deeper, is going to produce better results. It doesn't. I don't find that they don't necessarily correlate. So and it might be counterintuitive to think that if you lighten up touch, that you're not going to get as much change as if you went into the tissue like jackhammering elbows. I get it, but that's not true, because the body doesn't change. We're not actually excavating tissue. We are changing the state of the nervous system. That's one strong perspective. Personally, I take that as my main perspective. Connective tissue, muscle, fascia, bone, all those things are just sort of like toe chains that kind of help push and pull the body, move the body around in different ways, in different patterns than it's used to moving. We're changing, we're bringing this body in new patterns, and giving the nervous system and the brain something different to think about. And so that's how the work, in my opinion, changes the body. So let's see. If you're considering, any of the different brands of Rolf structural integration, there are many forms of them now. There are a few, maybe about over 20 different schools that are teaching, that are actually accredited by the International Association of Structural Integrators to teach the work. You might have a mixed bag of practitioners out there. I don't know what all the schools are teaching. Some of the schools have reacted to that statement that the Rolf work is painful, and have their practitioners have chosen to go and study maybe lighter therapeutic modalities. Like I said, I don't find that that's necessary. I have studied various modalities outside of the Rolf work, and what I personally find it's hard to integrate a number of different modalities into one session. You know, when you look out there, you have people doing whatever, Bowen therapy or cranial sacral therapy or visceral manipulation, Rolf structural integration, Feldenkrais. You know, to bring those are all individual techniques. Try to integrate all of those into one session is really hard, and anyways, that's kind of just getting off topic there, but that's the response. That's been some of the response to you know, that the Rolf work is painful. I think that how practitioners can reduce the pain that clients might be experiencing from their work is the speed of entry and exit from the body, from the contact, from the touch. So if you're looking and if you feel like the reputation of Rolf structural integration in dealing with a certain malady that you're dealing with, shoulder pain, whatever it is, but you have some concern that it's more painful, or you know, the practitioner is more heavy-handed than you might be able to take, then you know, ask them about it. Each practitioner should be able to modify their own technique or their own pressure, and you know, to suit you. That's just that's reasonable. So again, Chris Corrales of Medicine Evolution. I hope that's helpful. If you're ever in the San Francisco Bay Area, and particularly in East Bay, my office is here in Dublin. You know, surrounding cities are Pleasanton, San Ramon, Livermore, Danville, and Walnut Creek. Contact me, medicineevolution.com. Okay, thank you. Toodaloo.